You, my friend, have been sold a lie. And that lie is, I can do it on my own. We are told that you have to be a lone wolf. The amount of guys that I speak to saying that they should be able to figure out their business, their life, their fitness on their own is ridiculous. And the reason why it's bullshit, no man has ever done it alone. It has always come from external pressure. I want you to look at your life. I want you to look at your day. I want you to look at every single action that you take. It is driven by external pressure, because external pressure is the cure to your laziness, and the absence of it has made you into a little bitch, and you know it. I'm not speaking from theory. Hundreds of clients said the same thing before they joined my program. The truth was, they avoided pressure like a coward avoids confrontation. What they were really running from was accountability and growth. Listen, the hardest thing to do is to hold your hands up and say to another man, I don't know what I'm doing. I need help. It's an ego thing. But your ego right now is holding you back. It's stunting your growth. When you say, I can do it on my own, all you're really saying is, I don't want you to know how much of a bitch I am. I don't want to be exposed. But listen, I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to help. Because judgment, I've felt that before. And it's made me cower away and go into my shell and not take grasp of the opportunities that are in front of me. And for me, that is a shame. And I spoke about this on a podcast with Mia. She's a cultural lifestyle coach. It was yesterday, actually. And one of the conclusions that we come to is men struggle or don't have that brotherhood where they can be open, be seen, be heard, where they can get constructive criticism for their actions. Because a lot of the time, we hold back as men. We don't say, I'm struggling, bro, or I need help with this, purely because of ego. And purely because any time that we have done in our past, whether it's in our childhood or as teenagers or growing up or as adolescents, any time that we've raised our hand and been like, I need help, we've been laughed at. And that's not what this space is about. I've got a document below in regards to what the 28-day Edge Reboot is. It's my lowest tier program, and I think it might be something that you might find useful. But looking at examples of where external pressure works, you probably go to work because your boss is applying external pressure. You pay your bills because your landlord is applying external pressure. And you probably put out the bins because your missus is applying external pressure. External pressure works. And the absence of it puts us in situations where we are lacking, we are lazy, we are unproductive. Everything powerful relies on external pressure. Now, I want you to think of the biggest companies or the most well-known athletes on the planet. We'll use, I don't know, Cristiano Ronaldo, for example. He had a coach at every single club that he was at, multiple coaches, because it held him accountable. The credit he gives to Sir Alex Ferguson when he was at Man United, you've probably heard it. And without somebody who's on your case, asking you the right questions, holding you to account, and applying that external pressure, I don't think Cristiano Ronaldo, as gifted as he is, would have been the player that we know today. Now, the reason you avoid external pressure is because it forces you to change. And change is a scary thing. It's something that triggers the brain into thinking that it is a threat, because ultimately we are wired for survival. That's our primary, or one of our primary functions, is survival. And anything that is not familiar will trigger that response. Men love the discomfort that they know. They prefer the discomfort that they know than the discomfort that they don't. It's like an abusive relationship almost. But this relationship is with your life. You know it's not good, but you can't seem to leave. You can't seem to leave the habits, the thought patterns, the beliefs, the social circles, because they're familiar. And because of that familiarity, you stay stuck. Men will avoid other men that are going to challenge them, because we all like feeling like the big dick in the room. We all like feeling like the big fish in the pond, because our ego is attacked. But your ego must die for you to get to where you need to be. When somebody holds a mirror to you and you realize you aren't the person that you claim to be, that isn't a bad thing. It's powerful. It's a trigger for change, because awareness is the first step of change. Once you are aware of your flaws, of your shortcomings, where you are lacking in life, you can then move forward to change those things. And the reason why you avoid coaches, mentors, is because they'll expose your bullshit. They will call you out. And that's what makes you feel weak. But in reality, not utilizing those people is the exact thing that will keep you weak. And the reason why your reality is the way that it is because you are so self-absorbed. You are living a facade because you don't want anyone to see you fail. You see failure as a negative thing. Failure is not a negative thing because it gives you feedback. And with that feedback, you can make iterations to your approach. You can course correct in real time. Somebody who increases their cadence of failure will achieve their goal much faster than somebody who doesn't. Now, if you're hell-bent on doing it all alone, the reality is you're never going to change. Only when you are put under pressure is when you will evolve. Just like that diamond that I spoke about. Unless that diamond is cut, put under heat, put under lasers, that is when it takes its true value. Now, the three things that I want you to remember from this video is pressure built every great man that you admire. And you are not an exemption to the rule. The same rules apply. They are the laws of the universe, my brother. The second thing is pressure reveals who you really are. It holds a mirror in front of you. That's empowering. That's empowering. That builds self-awareness. I'd hate to be in a world, live a reality where I'm not aware of who I am. Because that's when you stop giving a fuck. That's when you start to move with confidence. Somebody who is highly self-aware has true confidence and can own a room. And the final lesson is that pressure creates consistency. Motivation doesn't. Think of the time when you were a kid, when your parents used to tell you, make sure you brush your teeth. And they used to be on your case. Have you brushed your teeth? Have you brushed your teeth? Have you brushed your teeth? And you probably used to hate doing that thing. But now, as adults, hopefully, you brush your teeth without even having to think about it. And that's what external pressure does. And that's why you need it in your life. I've got a few tools for you guys below. Make sure you check them out. They're free to use. I'll catch you on the next one.